Morning. Welcome back to my third video. I was going to do a video every Saturday, but with my personal feelings that everything's going to start moving on and progressing really quick, I thought what I'm going to do now, sorry, it wasn't every Saturday, it's every Sunday. I'm going to do one every Wednesday and Sunday going forward. Thanks to everyone who viewed my second video. If you've watched the second one, it was just a little bit of introduction to myself. As I say, I'm going to try and keep every video to 15 minutes. The one thing I did notice, I've got some really annoying habits, and so yeah, sorry about the breathing. If you've seen the setup I've got my phone on at the minute, I find portrait really annoying, so I'm trying to get landscape for you. I've got this weird box contraption with my phone in it. I tested it, the microphone seems really good to be fair, so it's really handy. Just going to cover a couple of bits. I'm not some sort of renegade, I don't think I'm a Jedi Master. I wear this because I've got a dodgy haircut. I look like a convict or something. And I'm just wearing these because I like them. And that's it, no more to it. I just want to talk about, to begin with, how people are feeling at the moment, how I'm feeling. I don't know, just see if it resonates with you. If none of this resonates with you, please don't get all triggered and start getting all aggressive. Just turn it off, simple. You don't have to watch it. Alright, brilliant. Rather you did though. So yeah, in terms of, is anyone else, I don't know, getting a bit foggy headed, getting like skin breakouts? I'm getting two like here, across my face. At first I thought it might be sunglasses, but I didn't have these when it first happened. So I thought, well, there's no way it can be that. Things like headaches, ringing in the ears, weeing out your bum. So easy way of saying that, but really bad tummy aches and just really like loss of appetite. I've gone, give you an idea, I've gone from someone who absolutely wouldn't eat a meal without meat on it to just can't, it's so weird, I just can't stomach the meat. There are some people out there who believe we're going from 3D to 5D. Do I believe it? Yeah, I do, yeah. But I'm not going to go into that on this. If it's something that you feel you might want to have a look into, as I said, the main thing about my videos is just to get you to open up your mind and do your own research. And if you like, I might even put certain bits in here which I know ain't right, and I just want to see if people are doing the research or if they're just, listening to this but without taking it in. Brilliant. So yeah, illnesses and that. So if you've got any of them, obviously, I will say don't worry, but if it makes you comfortable, then definitely go and see your GP, obviously. It's the most important thing is pick your health, your mental health, your physical health. What I find helps me, silly as it sounds, one of my mates really good for it. He's like walking like 10, 12 miles a day, and I keep taking the mick out of him and say, what, is your car broke down? But I must admit, I've been going down the local park, and yeah, it just calms you down. It's dead weird. It's nature for you though, isn't it? That's annoying as well, the way I do a lot, isn't it? Anyway, so yeah, if you get any of them, if you guys, I've got, let's say what I'm going to do, each video, I'm going to give you a few recommendations, people who I found their channels really insightful, but through going, doesn't mean you have to use these people. You could use anyone on any platform. So obviously you've got YouTube, BitTube, brand new Tube, really good, RoxyTube, really good. Some of them, you have to be very careful what you say, how you say it. So yeah, have a good look, see what emanates for you. If you get triggered by it, don't get upset. If you don't understand, don't get upset. Just leave it. Done. Simple. Turn it off. Move on. Go and have a cup of tea, cup of rosé, cup of coffee, whatever floats your boat. Do you know what I mean? Even Nelson Mandela. Sorry, Stella. And obviously a glass of wine for the ladies. I'm only joking. I ain't like that. Anyway, so I'm going to crack on with the reason why I started doing a lot of research in probably starting March last year. I was doing a lot anyway, previous to that, but I'm going to do a separate video on that going forward if it's something you guys would like me to do, obviously. So I'm just going to touch on illnesses, and this is everything I'm going to do. I just want to state, guys, this is I am not a doctor, okay? YouTube, you might want to listen. I do not pretend to be a doctor. I do not pretend to be a statistician. I am not a politician. Everything I'm going to give you guys is just my personal feelings on the subject through my own research from various places. So please don't take it for fact. As I said, I implore you to challenge me, okay? Bit of a disclaimer for you before we go forward, because I don't want to get in trouble. Here we go. So last year, I don't know if you guys remember, there was an unfortunate, what we're going through now, I think it started like December time. So I just found it all very strange, I must admit. One thing really triggered me, and I spoke to a lot of my friends about it. I was like, people, work colleagues and everything, I was like, if there's an infectious disease in a country, I'm no expert, as I keep saying, this is only my opinion, why would you then get everyone from every other country from around the world, bang them all on planes, and then send them to every corner of the world in a plane where they're all sat next to each other, so infected, non-infected, etc., etc. I just found that really weird. I just like, it didn't emanate with me. So I thought I need to look into this a bit more. I'm not going to say the name of it because it's a bit of a word that you're not allowed to say on certain platforms, but I think you know where I'm going. So they said that the it's never been proven or disproven. So this is just my personal opinion, what I found in like I go on public domain websites like World Health Organization, our government website, ONS Office for National Statistics, NHS website, and even, this is the best one, New World Order website. Now, not long ago, I had people saying to me, that's a conspiracy theory. Now, the same people are saying to me, oh, have you seen that thing about New World Order? Funny that, isn't it? Anyway, let's go back to where we're at. So, yeah, so I found that very strange that, you know, potentially we've got this crazy disease, virus, whatever it's called, I don't know. And rather than, this might sound mean, but rather than locking it down to one country and sending aid in to help these guys, there was mass panic to get everybody out of the country. That doesn't make any sense to me. Surely you contain the issue and work on that issue that way. I don't know. As I say, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physician. This is just my personal opinion. So that triggered me. So I had to look into it. There were loads of suggestions. There was, they were saying it was warfare, and you'll see it all yourself. But the main one, they said it either came out of a lab in Wuhan is it? And some were saying it came from one of the markets. I think they call them wet markets, I'm not sure, please don't quote me on anything. So I had to look into both. When I looked in, I actually went onto the Wuhan, the website itself, which again is in public domain, guys, you can do it. Lo and behold, yeah, they've been working on coronaviruses there for years and years and years. So that, I thought, oh well, that's fair enough, there's some substitute to that, but I implore you again, please do your own research. The lighting on this is going up and down. I haven't got a lightning halo thing, so sorry if it's not the best. As I say, I'm just doing it raw, so you know that I'm not mucking about with anything. Also, in the wet market, there were loads of interviews. They'll probably be on the internet somewhere. I've not gone into them. But I know there were loads of workers, apparently, saying that, allegedly saying that the species of bat they were saying it came from, they didn't sell in this specific wet market. I don't know, I've never seen the wet market, never been there. But there were loads of people in China coming out and saying it. So again, I had to look into that. Now, the species of bat they said, I can't remember species, please look into it, and please don't believe everything I say, it's for you to challenge, and that's what I want you to do. It's not indigenous to that part of China. So that resonated on me. So I'm like, well, something doesn't add up here. Don't make any sense to me. Anyway, leap forward to March, and what we all feared was going to happen happened. Unfortunately, there were deaths, considerable amounts. I mean, go on to the ONS, Office of National Statistics, you can see the peak in March/April. So I've never ever said that there is no such thing as a virus that's out there, and unfortunately people are suffering because of it. I've never said that, guys. Please don't think that's what I'm about. I'm about looking at both sides of the stories, taking all the facts and making my own informed decisions up, and that's what I want you guys to do. Yeah? Brilliant. So, I've lost my trail of thought a bit. Oh, that was the other thing I've lost. Memory loss, short-term memory loss. Funny enough, a bit of a trigger from there. So yeah, so the butts and that. So I had a look into diseases and things like that, and just numerous diseases over the years, and like certain ones would pop up like HIV, Ebola, SARS, swine flu, COVID. Now, the reason why I kept looking into these, and again, I'm not a doctor, guys, I'm not saying I am. The reason I looked into these is they all had something called a patent, which I don't. Please look into this, and if I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong, because that's cool. It's not me saying it, it's not my research, it's just what I got through public domain. A lot of it from WHO, a lot of it government websites and things like that. And like that guy in America who likes a computer, his website as well. So looked into that. I can understand how something, if it naturally comes from nature, why it could be patented. I thought only man-made things could be. So have a look into that, see what you feel. Oh, talking about March. One thing I did notice, and you guys can double check this for me because I've not been on the websites for a while. March of 2020, apparently, allegedly, our government and WHO downgraded the bottle of beer illness to no worse than common cold, and that's on their websites. This might trigger some people because when I was pointing this out, people go a little bit, and I'm like, well, I'm not saying it, and I'm not. It's on the website of the government and the World Health Organization. Well, it was. I don't know if it is now. Allegedly, that's where it was. So again, look into that, guys. That's all I'm asking you to do. So, yeah, so March 20th, we went into lockdown. 3 weeks to flatten the curve. I think today's date, I'm not sure, I don't know why I'm looking around, I ain't got a calendar. It's like looking for a pen when you ain't got one. Watching all that, anyway. So yeah, nearly a year on. Flatten the curve, 3 weeks, a year later, businesses in turmoil. You know, yeah, protect the innocent. I 100% agree with that. 100%. Protect the innocent. Protect the most at risk. Yeah, the elderly and things like that. But have a look into that as well. Have a look into why that. Yeah. Now, another thing that I can get my head around was I had to bring up these points to people. This is going to be a bit flitty from here to there to here to there. It's just at the minute the way my brain's working. I've got everything written down, but then something else will pop into my head and I want to talk about that. So I hope it all sort of pieces together at the end. So another thing that stood out massively for me was when they were giving you like your death toll on your Telelivision, at the bottom it would say deaths occurred, something, don't quote me, something along these lines, deaths occurred within 28 days of testing positive from anything. So they could have died from anything. That's what, I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense. How could you test positive, potentially get run over by a bus or fall off a ladder, break your neck, and that sounds COVID? That doesn't sound right. Again, it's right, it's in public view. It says it, states that, and you guys believe what you want. And then I got to a stage where I was like, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was like, "Oh, people are dying from that." And of course, nobody wants to see anybody die. And my heart goes out to any of you who've got family members, friends, or anything that died from COVID. I'm not trying to trigger you guys, okay? But like I pointed out to my friend at the time, at like what we used to call flu season time of year, between, and again, check Office National Statistics, it's all on their government website. I'm only taking my opinions from these. Roughly 14 to 1600 people, unfortunately, pass per day in this country. Now, if you go back and look at the stats in April, you can see the surge, you can see the difference from, it's a horrible subject to talk about, let's be honest, but you can see the difference. And you can see that extra bit of, unfortunately, where people lost their lives, which is horrible. Don't get me wrong, it's absolutely disgusting. So yeah, but when we go to, say, October, November, December, there is no spike. There are no more deaths. So then I was like, well, do we embrace COVID? Because one thing I did notice, nobody was dying from old age, flu, respiratory disease, cancer, AIDS, heart failure, renal attacks, you name it, they weren't. So I was like, has COVID cured all these illnesses? Why all of a sudden are people only dying from that? I don't know. Again, look into it, please, everyone. I want you to all research for me, and please, if I've my opinion and you've got opinion that I'm wrong, please put it in the comments. That's what I want you to do. Like I mentioned in the last video, one thing I won't do is start being all shouting and raving. If you've got an opinion to make, put it in the nicest way possible. There's no point getting angry, because I believe anger is just fear, okay, or lack of knowledge. Brilliant. So yeah, I didn't understand all that either. Now, I don't know how true this is, but I've read on numerous places and I've seen that the issue we're having with at the minute, sorry, I'm going to vape. Issues we're having at the minute, apparently this certain illness has never been isolated. So again, I am not a doctor, okay? So please, I'm just giving you what I've been told, what I've been shown, what I've read about, what I've seen from various places, which I've named quite a few times already. So my understanding, I'm probably wrong, because I'm not a very educated and clever guy. If it's not been isolated, that means they haven't got the full look of it. I don't know, the full cell protein, which in turn means it's very hard to test for. So going back to that, PCR test. Now I've looked into this. Apparently a gentleman called Kary Mullis is the gentleman who actually came up with this test. Now this guy is no idiot. He won the Nobel Chemistry Prize. Now there is a little bit, what I found, a little bit of misinformation. A lot of people out there saying that he said it's no good for COVID-19, for the illness, sorry. He never said that. This gentleman, unfortunately, what I found, passed away August 2019. What he actually said, and I quote, by using certain protocols for the PCR test, scientists could come up with results they want. That's only part of his thing, as you can see, I run out of room. So yeah, have a look into him as well. He's a really interesting guy. Really sad how he died all of a sudden. Heart goes out to friends and family, of course. Absolute. So yeah, I've told you about your death rates. Oh, one thing, guys, to have a look into as well. With I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a solicitor. I feel like I'm having to cover myself on everything. and again, it's only my opinion, but one thing I would say to you all to do when you're doing research, look into the difference between common law and acts and statutes, or maritime law. Okay, it's really interesting stuff on there, all to do with like your common law is more to do with your free speech, I believe, right to process peacefully, of course, and your right to travel the land and in vessel, etc., etc. I'm not saying I'm right, because I am not a solicitor, I am not a lawyer, I'm definitely not a judge, I don't judge anybody. So yeah, have a look into that, dead interesting stuff. I'm covering quite a bit today, and I'm rushing through it because I don't want to, I know what it's like, I lose my trail of thought, as you can see, quite a lot. I get distracted, I'll hear a car there, or there'll be a little flash of light in my mirror up there. So yeah, I'm just trying to keep you in the loop. So going from the PCR, so yeah, you can believe what you want to believe about the PCR test. I mean, I've seen somewhere that they reckon it's up to 90% false positives. I don't know if that's true. Again, I don't know about the test. I don't know about any of it. All I do is do research and hopefully make my own mind up, my own opinions more than anything. And then we're going to go into the RNA test. RNA jab, sorry, jibbity jab. That's what we call it, the jibbity jab. There are loads of things online regarding this. I've got, if you feel it's right for you to have it, and cool. I am not telling you not to have it. But again, statistics wise, you look, and what I can find is the illness that's about at the minute, survival rate's like 99.9%. I don't know if that's true. Again, I'm just going by statistics on like government websites, things like that. I even saw an upload via Parliament House Law. I'm not sure. I'm not into, as I say, I'm not a politician. And one of the MPs there put a question to Boris, and in the lines, I haven't got quotes, so please look into this, on about apparently, and this was only, was it last month? Might have been last month. Or January, and questioning him the death tolls and things like that. Because the gentleman actually turned around and said, because you got died with COVID, died from COVID. The two different things. With COVID is the 28-day thing, I believe. I don't know. Please check this again. From COVID is directly from the illness. Sorry, from the illness. So I believe. I don't know. So this gentleman said that there's evidence to support that around less than 500, we'll say, people under, I think, we'll just say under 60, could be higher. We'll just say under 60. Double check that for me, please. I've died in a year from it directly. And Boris didn't deny this, and it's all on video, guys. You can check it all. Please don't take my word for it. Just check it. Just check it. Question things. Do your research. Look into it. It's like face masks. There's loads of videos at the minute online, and there's. I've not done it because I don't. Like I say, I don't know anything about all this sort of stuff. But I've seen a video by a guy who's claiming to be a fireman, and he tests all these masks because obviously they have to wear masks when they go into fires, and he explains why. And they've got this kit, and it tells you the oxygen rate, etc., etc., etc. And obviously all their equipment has to be tested, because if it's not good enough, they can't wear it. So he tested all these masks, and this alarm kept going off on all these masks saying that starving yourself of oxygen. I also saw a guy claimed to be a doctor. He said very similar. He had a similar machine. So again, have a look into it. It's really interesting. Don't believe it. It's still something to do, isn't it? Let's be honest. Not much to do at the minute. Unfortunately, I'd love to be back at work, just getting on with it. That's why I'm doing these videos. But I'm a bit mental anyway. Let's be honest. I'm not right in here, but yeah. Have to look into all these things, guys. This is just one subject. There's so much more I'm going to share with you. And again, it's just my personal feelings. Please don't take it to heart. Please don't attack me. It's literally everything that I'm finding is in the public domain. It's just by asking the right questions. You don't have to use your usual web supplier, Firefox, Google. There's loads more out there. Apparently there's one called DuckDuckGo. I don't know, apparently they're really good. But there's loads, so I'm not endorsing anything. There's loads of options. So have a look and see which one works for you. So we've covered the bits and bobs about the law. Bear with me, sorry. So what I've had a little look into as well recently, I've had to look into the people who are apparently the experts telling us what we can and can't do. Okay, certain members of, like, I suppose our government. I don't know if that's going to get me in trouble with YouTube saying government. Or I think we can. So I've had to look into them. It's dead interesting. I mean, I don't know if you guys are aware, but Mr. Hancock apparently, allegedly, was in court the other day. Something to do with misuse of public money. I don't know. I really don't know. Again, I wasn't there. It's just what I've seen in certain MSM papers. MSM, by the way, I mean mainstream media, and elsewhere. There's quite a lot about it. It sounds like there's some bad bits been going on behind doors, but we'll wait and see. It's all going to come out. At the end of the day, guys, the truth will come out, and it's fact. Truth will always come out. Light will always win. And I'm getting a few attacks at the minute, not physical, but I'm going to go into that again with you in future videos if it's something you want me to. All right, wicked. And so yeah, it's quite interesting talking about the gentleman I was just talking about, because when you start looking into things, it's quite eye-opening actually. Like for instance, allegedly he opened a load of businesses in 2019, all supplying PPE, even though there was no real market back then for PPE. Maybe he's just got a DeLorean as a car. I don't know. Very clever guy. He likes his computers. And I had a little look into that one that looks very much suspiciously. I think his name's Dimwhippy. Dimwhippy? Something like that. You know what I mean anyway. So I had a look into this guy. Really interesting. Again, all in public domain, guys. Everything I'm telling you is only my opinion. Turns out this guy, 2008, so it's had quite a hard life, to be fair. I think we all have, let's be honest. Apparently he lost his dad, bless his heart, at 17. I know what that's like I mentioned, I lost my mum when I was young, and it's hard to get through. But, you know, I still care more about humanity than my back pocket. So apparently he's a very clever guy, same as all of them up there in the shadow government. He was doing a lot of work, really good stuff for the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine around like 2008, I believe he was the director for it. I don't know if that's true. It's only what I found by going on like Wikipedia and things like that, all in public domain. We all know, I don't take it as gospel, but it's just interesting. What really interested me, a certain foundation who are really well known for their IT skills, donated 31 million to this company. We'll just call them LSHTM because it's just such a long name. In 2008, which I found really strange. I'm going to sit back. This is all for effect. Oh no, don't see my blue legs. And I else find that strange. 2008, 31 million, and the wordings was, which I found strange. They awarded. Well, I find that strange. I thought it'd be like a donation. I don't know. Maybe, ladies and gentlemen who head that foundation, maybe I've just got them wrong. Maybe they're just really, really nice people taking a really, really keen interest in health and that. But there's like a common denominator when you look into our government and then look into the, how will I put it? The guys giving advice, guys and girls giving advice. Again, I'm not sure, but somebody told me they're not even like doctors, they're like head doctors. Have a look into that. Why would you get involved? Same as why would you have a guy at IT if you got like bellyache? You wouldn't go to a guy who like works with computers, go, I got bellyache, and listen to him, would you? Well, I wouldn't anyway, but that's just me. So yeah, have a look into all of this. So nothing to touch on. That's just about me done for today. I don't want to get into your heads too much. I hope this helps. I know it's a bit bitsy here and there. You do have to bear with me. I am new to this. I find it very hard talking to somebody who's not there. I'm saying that I don't actually. Yeah, so just do me one favour, look into everything. These are only my opinions. As I say, I am not a doctor, I am not a politician, I'm not a statistician, I'm not a virologist, I don't know anything about all that. So it's just an informed opinion that I've made. You know, what is it they say? I could be a conspiracy theorist or just the truth, looking for the truth. Yeah? Bear in mind, everything's conspiracy until it's proven right. Yeah? Well, it takes two people to believe the same thing, and that's a conspiracy theory. So, what if all conspiracies, I'll leave you this, were true, and what's happening out there was the lie? Interesting, eh? Oh, before I go, do me a massive favour. Just let people know about me. If you feel you've got a friend or someone who might help, they might resonate with it, someone's going through it, or if it's resonating with you, what I'm saying even at the start about illnesses and things like that, these comments down below. I'm not sure if you can see my email, I'm so new to this. Or you can email me if you can see my email, that's cool, that'd be brilliant. Here to help, that's what this channel's all about. It's your channel for everyone who needs it. I've got a playlist, check that out, really, really interesting. All I've put on there are various songs by various people, just upbeat, uplifting songs. I only listen to music when I'm driving in my car, but I play it loud so I can, and getting some amazing reactions. It sounds so silly by certain songs, which I couldn't believe. So yeah, it's nice. So yeah, check it out. The one thing I would say, scroll right to the bottom and work your way up. There's some interesting stuff on there. It might answer some of your questions for you, or lead you on to other artists that might be able to answer them as well. Yeah, so have an amazing day. I'll be back on Sunday. Obviously today's Wednesday. Yeah, love and light to all. Please do me one thing, do one thing today. When you're out and about, just say morning to someone, or afternoon, or evening, or if you're demasked because you're outside in the air, smile at them. Start trying to remember, guys, we're human, we're sociable creatures. Yeah, so do that. That's all I ask you to do. And don't attack anyone for their opinions or beliefs, alright? Don't attack anyone in the comments either. Peace. Have an amazing day. I'll see you all again Sunday.